What do you mean by Python syntax? It is the fundamental rule that make the Python code work. Let's take a quick look at what we will be covering in this section. Indentation, the backbone of Python structure. Identifiers, how properly name your variables and functions. Keywords, that's a special reserved words that power Python. Next, the comments, making the code self-documenting. And multi-line statements, writing clean, readable code. Statement continuation, that handles the complex expressions elegantly, and the user input, making the programs interactive. Let's start with Python's most distinctive feature, indentation. Unlike other programming languages that use braces, Python uses white space to define code blocks. This isn't just about the aesthetics. It's the fundamental to how Python works. See how these conditional statements use indentation. Notice the indented line belongs to if block, while the unindented line operates independently. This clean visual hierarchy is what makes Python code so readable. Moving on to identifiers. These are the name we give to variables, functions, and classes. Think of them as the label of your code's components. Here is what makes the valid identifier. It must start with a letter or underscore. It can contain numbers but not a start. And remember, Python is case sensitive. Go through the code for getting the exact idea of identifiers. Next, the Python's keyword. They are the reserved words that form the language's backbone. These special terms like if, for, while, def, etc. serve a specific purpose in controlling the program's flow. Key categories are control flow keywords such as if, else, elif for decisions, for, while for loops, break, continue, pass for loop control, and definition keywords def for functions, class for classes, return for the function outputs, and the logical keywords such as and, or, not for boolean operations, is, in for comparisons. Comments are the primary tool for explaining the code. So let's explore Python's commenting system in detail. Three types of comments are there. First is single line comments, then the multi-line comments, and finally the doc strings for functions and classes. As you can see, we use hash for single line comments, triple quotes for the multi-line comments. Comments are the integral part of the coding. Write comments that explain why, not, and what. Keep them current with code changes. Use clear and concise language in commenting. Next, when the code gets complex, we will need to break long statements across multiple lines. Python offers several elegant ways to do this. First is to use a backslash. Next, the implicit continuation in brackets. The backslashes must be the last character on the line, and the indentation in continued lines should align for readability, and implicit continuation is preferred when possible. The next topic is user input. This bridge between the program and its users. This is where the code becomes truly interactive. We use input function for input from user and return strings by default, and they can also be converted to other types. While accepting the user input, we should always validate the input and try to provide clear prompts and handle the potential errors gracefully. Remember, mastering these fundamentals is crucial for the journey as a Python developer. Each concept we have covered in this section builds upon others, creating a foundation for writing clear, efficient, and powerful Python code.